Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Good morning. See, I got three, two. Hey, thanks for the heart. Thanks for the heart. Appreciate that. Yeah, another live that I'm pushing and forcing myself through. Again, just all the uncomfortable feelings of not wanting to. Uh, but I just feel like this weird obligation to. That way I can like just do a little clip of it and then post it on my profile so that I can then share it again to the people that couldn't make it and stuff. So stomach's off, you know. Yesterday, like my body was just like all over the place. I don't eat cereal because it's a wasted food item, right? It does nothing but spikes your sugars. Uh, there's no health nutrition in cereal. It's just junk food. And fucking ate some Cocoa Rice Krispies with milk. I don't do because I'm lactose and I drank that shit. I was just all over the place yesterday on my stomach. And then my daughter hits me with this news. And so that doesn't help the stomach situation, right? Nobody wants to see their kid going through anything like that, you know, or even anything like that. Like nobody wants to see their kid suffering, period, right? And stuff. So yeah, she told me she woke up again this morning. The doctor said that, if she doesn't, and I did share this out, Michelle, just so you know, I did share this out. Dubro Bill, how you doing? And I did share it out to the typical people that tend to follow and stuff. It could be my time because it's 8 o'clock here in Arizona, 8:25, and it's 11, probably where you're at, 12. People are already at work. I'm debating if I'm going to do one at night for a few. But yeah, so doctors told her, they can't tell for sure, but she needs to follow up and stuff. And with her doctor that takes care of that, she told me she woke up today with some more spotting or whatever. I don't know. That's you guys understand that more than I do and stuff. So yeah, there's an awesome book, Michelle, that's out there. There's an awesome book out there that's called The Game of Life, and it talks about how you have to be careful what you say because you can curse yourself with your own words. For an example, there's a lot, you might say, oh, if you keep that up, you're going to give me a heart attack. You're going to give me a heart attack, right? You just keep saying that phrase, and guess what? You might just have a heart attack because you're connecting an emotion to a reaction that the body's going to have if it keeps getting that same emotion. And remember, the brain doesn't know any different, right? And then the body can chemically just do its own weird little thing, and guess what? Boom, heart attack. And the reason why I bring that up was because, my daughter didn't want a kid. She doesn't like her in-laws. I'm not going to get too much into it, but there was a place where everything was running smooth, and then that place got disrupted while they were getting married and planning their wedding and stuff like that. And so now it's ruined the relationship. So she distanced herself. She wasn't going to have a kid. Almost out of spite. And I told her it's not fair to him. He's in the middle. He's pure mama's boy. He grew up with a tight family that do everything together and stuff. And that family wasn't really kind of us. You know, we did some things together, but me and their mom had a lot of problems. You know, like we wrestled a lot. So it wasn't so tight, you know? So I had to tell her, hey, it's not his fault. Like, he married you because he loves you with all your issues, right? And to not give him a kid because you don't like his parents, that's not right. You're disowning yourself to experience that as a woman, which is a gift, right? I said, so if you're going to do that, you do it for the right reasons and don't do it at all. And then she had me believing that. And then I get surprised, you know, a month or so ago that, hey, I'm pregnant. So I was really happy. But now this happens. You know, it's called they found a cyst, something hemorrhage. Doctor said it could be early sign of miscarriage. And I don't know. I just text you exactly what she texted me because I wasn't going to try to translate it. And she saw some more spotting or whatever this morning. And I'm like, fuck. Because she needs a doctor's note or something to be cleared before she goes back to work. So yeah. So my stomach is off even more now because of that. I don't worry too much about those type of things. I just you just gotta let the process go. You know, just gotta let the universe do its thing. Let whatever's gonna happen. And that's that, right? So that's what's going on. So I'm not gonna be focusing on the negative result of shit. Does she have a miscarriage? I'm not gonna focus on that because in the book that I'm talking about, The Game of Life, it talks about that. Even you don't even have to say it. If you think it enough times, your brain, and it's been measured scientifically, literally gives off a frequency. So that's energy you're putting out there, right? And then it mixes up with the Earth's energy, the universe. And okay, gotcha. And shit happens. You know, it's almost like the genie in a lamp, so to speak, except that it's going to grant you same thing, I guess. It'll grant you whatever it is you want. But in this case, you have to watch what you think. Hey, what's up, Ayala Wilson? How you doing? I'm sure you're just popping in and out. But yeah, I just got on here today because real quick, I don't know, my daughter hit me with some news last night. She had to be rushed to the hospital, and hopefully, you know, they found the cyst and a hemorrhage, and it could be early signs of miscarriage. And I'm just hoping for her that it's not. And AD, how you doing? And so my stomach is like upside down. It was already upside down before I found this news out. Like, I eat cereal with milk. I normally don't do that. And because it does nothing for you but spike your sugars, especially for a diabetic. You know, it doesn't help. And I did. And then when I found that news last night, I was like, seriously? This is going to really upset my stomach. So, and I kept asking myself, do I even want to come on here today? Because I'm still fairly new. And that's why I don't have no music on today. Because there's nothing to be like bouncing off the walls about. So yeah. You know, I do have like a small following of people that check me out. And I appreciate that. You know, that look forward to me coming up on here and stuff. So Yeah, my daughter suffers from a lot of like anxiety. The week before, she had a panic attack. Um, she just suffers from all the typical bullshit that the majority of the people are going through because of the poisonous, and I blame it on the fucking food. I blame it in the pollution. Like, I blame it on all that shit. That eventually catches up with you. Like, you've never heard so many people from back in the day with so many issues like what we have now, with anxiety and all this stuff. Back then, I mean, I know times were different and you had to really work hard and focus on what you were doing and stuff, but it's different times now, right? And I think with all the sugar and all the bullshit that's in the food and fucked our system up, right? People drinking fucking hot bottled water or leaving bottled water in their fucking garages and their cars, and like, all that shit's not good, man. And then we're drinking the fucking bottled water and getting all the chemicals from the fucking plastic in our system, and we do all these things that just seem so fucking innocent, but they're just not so innocent, you know? Like, I'm the guy you don't have to tell twice. Like, if you say don't drink hot water or leave fucking plastic, or don't drink water from plastic bottles, guess what? I research it and I see scientific fact behind it. I'm not fucking drinking bottled water. Or I'll make sure the shit's in the refrigerator. Or I take it out of there and put it in, and I know it's still been through its process, right? But I'm putting that bitch in the fridge. Because water carries energy. Okay, there's been proof, and I've seen this, and since my memory sucks, I think he's a Japanese dude that ran a study on water, and that the molecules literally change in the water. Hey, how you doing, April? The molecules in the water literally change based on what you say to it. So he had 3 cups of water. Guess what? You don't even have to say anything to the water. He labeled them. One with, like, I love you. One that I can't stand you, like something negative. And the third one, he just neglected, didn't put anything, right? And then he poured a little bit of rice in each cup. And over time, the one that he kept saying that he loved and cherished every single day, his water started to ferment like this beautiful color, right? The one that he kept speaking bad to started to turn fucking black. And the one he neglected was just cloudy. And this was just from putting labels on the fucking cup of water. And then he went with a microscope, right? And showed you how the crystallization of the water would change based on the emotion he was giving that cup of water. So the one that he said love and cherished and gave it love every day, it formed fucking perfect snowflakes, like perfect. The one in the middle wasn't, it formed, but you couldn't tell what it was. And the last one did nothing. Like, it was just chaotic. What is our body made up of? What is it? 60, 70%, right? Like water. So that's why what we think affects our body. What we think affects our body, because if we're thinking negative thoughts, then chemically we got water and everything in our system. It's just going to mix around. Hey, Coffee Chat, what's up? Thank you for the bear. And the next thing you know, oh, damn, I got back pain. And then you start thinking about, what the fuck did I do? Did I do anything? Carry anything? No. Well, just think back, like, what the fuck you been stressing about? Or have you been self-trashing yourself? Like, I'm not worth it. I'm fat. I'm ugly. Whatever the fuck it is that we do to ourselves, right? Or you don't deserve love, or you don't deserve Mr. Right. Why the fuck not? You've already been gifted life, so enjoy all the gifts that come with it. You have a great day too. Coffee Chat rocks. April, follow Coffee Chat Rocks if you don't. She's cool peeps. And so why not? Like, we have life, man. Enjoy that shit. Milk that motherfucker. Like, you're afraid to go on roller coasters, go on that motherfucker. Do it. You know, do something courageous. Jump out of a fucking plane if you have to. My youngest daughter sent me a video of her jumping out of an airplane. Holy cow, my back is out as we speak. So April, you just have to think about, okay, what am I going through that can disrupt the body, right? So if mentally you're good, then maybe you did do something physically. But if you know something is going kind of like AWOL, guess what? The body will react. Right? People that never have stomach problems or ulcers, and boom, now they have them. Or they never had any liver issues or anything, like, boom. There's a book out there. This is one, his name is Bradley. There's that he connects every emotion to an organ. And if you're suffering from anxiety, this, and this, that attacks your liver. If you're stressing about this, and that, it affects your heart. Amazing book. I think what I'm going to do next time is have these materials, take a picture, maybe put a screenshot in the background and be like, yo, this is the book I was talking about. But I think his last name is Bradley. And I read that book and I was like, holy smokes. And there was a way of taking away those emotions. And the way it was is through magnets, right? So you have the person standing, right? And he made a magnet that you could put on your fridge. And then there's sections of emotions and how to release. And then I come and I stand behind you and I rub this magnet down your spine so I could suck out that energy through the magnet. Okay? And I'm going to say a few things as I'm doing it, right? And then you yourself have to release it. And he's shown that with doing that through his clinical studies of people feeling better, of getting better, of being healed from whatever it is they were going through and no longer having it, because of those emotions are trapped within our organs. They're trapped within our body and they like termites, and little by little they start eating away at it. Right? So like when we're going through a traumatic experience, maybe I'm going to speak to the typical one where, you know, where like relationships, like that's very traumatic, man. Like if you've been in a relationship for like fucking 10, 20 years and you find out the person had an affair and it's over, holy shit, man, that's a fucking bomb that's dropped like there's no tomorrow. Like holy shit, like now your life is totally like upside down. You gotta reset emotionally, mentally, everything has to change. Because now your world has changed, right? That's a big stressor on the body. That is a humongous stressor on the body if you're going through a breakup. Especially if they dishonored you by having an affair. Like, it's bad enough, okay, you're leaving me, okay, fine. But wait a minute. You're telling me out of the fucking 10 years I've been with you, 8 of them you've been fucking around? Like, holy shit. How the fuck can anyone trust any relationship after that? Like, holy shit. But you do. Right? You do. You have to. You owe it to that next person. And this is why people don't find the right people and they always find the wrong people. It's because they're stuck. Right? Like I said in my other messages, fail moving forward. They're stuck on what happened back here. And it's a scary thing. I'm no different than you. I have my fucking insecurities. And I don't care about putting my shit out there. When I was a kid, my uncle sexually abused me. I get mad at him almost every other fucking day. Because I'm like, fuck, had you not done that to me, would I have been like this? Or would I have done that to this person? I question that shit. And then like, okay, we gotta let it go. Then I have to tell myself, love them no matter what. It wasn't until I was 30 and I told my parents that what happened to me. because I couldn't understand why I keep seeing these fucking visions of him doing this to me. Like I can describe everything, right? Like, why I keep seeing this? Like, what the fuck is this? Did he really do that shit to me? And then I started researching and reading books on psychology, and I'm like, holy shit, like, he didn't allow me an opportunity. But I can't use that as an excuse because there's tons of people. I am not unique. I am not unique with being sexually abused as a kid. There's tons of people out there with Uncle Floyd. I remember when me and my first wife had the second kid, when we had the girls, we were extremely overprotective. Like, I didn't give a shit if we went to my fucking dad's house. I'm like, no. Like, as the girls were growing up, I let them know, listen, no one touches you here, there. I would tell them, listen, if anyone were to threaten you and say they're going to kill me or mom, listen, they can't kill dad. Dad is fucking Superman. And I had my girls believing that shit. I let some motherfucker touch my kids. And they went to a Catholic school. And I'm like, even if it's a fucking priest, I went to a Catholic school. Like, Then I had Nico, right? And I'm like, same deal. And he's autistic, right? So you gotta watch that shit. There's some sick motherfuckers out there. And I would do examples. I'm like, look, if I put my hand here on your leg and this and that, I would fucking show him. I'm like, this is a no-no. And I would tell them, if motherfucker, I'm like, if they try to tell you, oh, they're going to kill me or mom or whoever. Nope, it ain't going to happen. You're not doing nothing wrong if you tell me. And he's like, okay, daddy. You know, my father-in-law likes to talk about that shit, right? Joke around about shit. You know, because we're Puerto Ricans and sometimes we say stupid shit. Like, hey, come over here, let me pinch your bum bum. Or something like that. And I hated that shit. I would hate that shit. I was like, no, I'm not, and I have to say, yo, don't talk like that around me, bro. Like, Nope. Don't do it. And so my boy knows. He knows. Because I don't want them to be robbed of maybe what I was potentially robbed from. You know, it's like, damn, is that why I keep making these same fucking mistakes? Every time I would get in a relationship, I would feel like it's fucking awesome. But then somehow I would self-sabotage myself and fuck it up. I'm like, and then I'll think back. I'm like, fuck, she really didn't do anything wrong. Like, what happened? Oh, I did little things to fuck it up. I did little things to make her feel insecure. I did little things to make her say, why are you like that? I'm a fucking guy that puts myself on fucking check. I'm the guy who's driving, and if we're together, I am not gonna fucking be afraid to stop and say, I need directions. I am not gonna waste 10, 15, 20 minutes of time trying to fucking be machismo and be like, I can't show my so-and-so that I'm lost. I can figure this out. Fuck you. If I can't put a fucking bookcase together and you're with me, guess what? I'm going to ask you, what am I missing here? Can you help me? How fucking stupid is that? Like, what are you trying to prove? And is she even noticing? Right? Because you could have fucking skipped 3 steps and built a bookcase, and your wife or your girlfriend be like, oh, awesome job. But subconsciously, you know you fucking didn't put a bolt in there. You know you didn't put this or that. And how stupid is it that now you're going to have to carry that with you for maybe a couple of days or a week, or every time you look at that bookcase, knowing that you cheated the system. Hey, but it's standing. It hasn't fallen. And again, we all do it. I've done it, and it drives me nuts because I am like Sheldon. I run things on a system, and if things out of order, it gives me anxiety. I'm like, oh, shit. I would literally take something apart just to get that one bolt or washer. Like, it bugs me. So let it bug me for the moment that I'm doing it, because I don't want it to bug me for a week. I don't want it to bug me every time I look at it. So again, if I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail going forward. I'm not going to fail going back, because if I'm back there, that means I'm focusing on that shit every single fucking time. And it's like you're just beating yourself up because you couldn't take another fucking 10 minutes to go back to undo something to get it right. Doesn't make any sense. But we do it. We all do it. We're human. As long as listen, this is what we are. Okay? One of my favorite authors out there, when he died, I cried as a baby, like as if he was my father. Dr. Dwayne Dyer. D-Y-W-E-R. He's a motivational speaker, right? Been doing it for years, and he passed away, I think, from leukemia. And I was honored enough to see him in New York and got him to sign the book, The Power of Intention. He's the one that got me in this whole universe mentality, and what you put out comes back, and blah, blah, blah. He's the one. He was like the one that got me into this thing that I'm in right now, and I haven't left it. What you put out, what you get, right? He talks about kids, like, let the kids just be. Like, we're always on top of the fucking kids. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't let them make the fucking mistakes 100 times. Until they realize, oh shit, that hurts if I touch the stove. It's like, just let them grow up naturally, right? And I was like, shit, he's right. Why are we putting extra stress on ourselves? If the fucking kid wants to eat the sand, go, and you're watching them, let the fucking kid eat the sand and be like, oh, that didn't taste right. Guess what? He learned, or she learned, the experience of you don't do that. They taught themselves that. Right? And then we jump in immediately. I'm not saying wait after they take a fucking cup of sand, but that moment when you see it happening, pause for a second, let the kid learn this lesson and know that, oh shit, that was the wrong thing to do. And then you jump in and get the shit out of their mouth, but you stay relaxed and let the kid process what I did was wrong. And then reiterate to the kid, are you okay, honey? Are you okay? How did that taste? And comfort them, because they're already freaking out with the salt that's in their mouth. Like, holy shit, what is this? Blah, 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 blah. And then you're there taking that shit out of their tongue. I'm sorry, honey. You'll be okay. Mommy's here. Daddy's here. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Like, the kid taught himself. But you're not adding shit to it. Because if you start like jumping on that kid very aggressively, guess what? As they grow up, they're going to think twice before telling you anything, because they're afraid you're going to jump on their ass. You want your kids to come to you like you're their best friend. I told my girls, if you guys ever want to smoke weed, you're going to fucking smoke weed with me. I said, because you don't know how your body's going to react to it. And I'd rather you smoke the experience in front of me so I can monitor your behavior. And guess what? I'll tape it so we can all have a laugh, so that later you can look at yourself and see how silly you look. And then maybe they teach themselves the lesson, right? And be like, holy smokes. Thank God that was there. Self-reflect. Self-reflect. Guess what? When Nico gets older, if that's what he wants to do, I'm going to be like, okay, bro. I'll probably roll the shit up for him. I'm like, go ahead, take a hit. Let's see what's up. Oh, Dad, how is it to drink? Okay, we'll do it on Friday. What? I'm going to make you a drink. And then you tell me how you feel. I said, it's going to start off good, but it's not going to start good when you wake up. Fail going forward. That is part of life, man. We have to experience all the good and the bad. again, it's what shapes us as individuals. It's what shapes me being Robin Hood, aka Jose, right? It's what shapes April. It's what shapes Michelle. It's what shapes Kim, Holly, Becca, Shorty 23. Live restricted for some audience. Your live content theme, you find uncomfortable. Are you serious? What's uncomfortable about my theme? All because of what I'm talking about? Somebody seriously reported me because of letting your kid eat sand? It's the only thing I can think about. Or maybe because someone just popped in and be like, oh, who is this guy telling me how to raise my kid? I'm not telling you how to raise a kid. I'm just saying, from my point of view, like, it's what I believe in. Right? It's what I believe in. You don't have to be here, right? Hey, Beth or Liz, like, what's up? Thanks for the heart. Like, you don't have to be here. But we know that, right? The people that do lives, you know, we get the trollers or whatever you want. Because that's how the devil works. Because when you're being fed positive juice, the devil's like, no, I can't have such and such listen to this message, because that person will snap out of it and get their lives back on track. Right? So the devil's like, oh no, we need somebody to put out there, like, we got to shut this messaging down. We got to shut the message down. Like, no, we can't have Robin Hood deliver some messages because such and such person is in the room and they're going to break out of their depression because of it. So we need to report him. His content is too whatever. And that doesn't only happen here. It happens in tons of people's rooms that are pumping positive stuff. That's how I see it. I'm like, oh, the devil's working over here. You know, doesn't want Kim to get this message out, even though there's really no message, right? It's just happy fun time with Kim. That's how I see Kim. Happy fun time. Kim is like this scenery in the background, right? You're just chilling. You're just chilling. And you're rooting for her, right? No matter how much it kind of gives the moderators a headache, we're just rooting for her. And what the fuck, man? The fucking woman is doing this as therapy. She doesn't even realize it. Who the fuck wants to live with that fucking guilt of losing a son? So I fucking get it. So you know what? I don't give a fuck how much money I spend in gifting Kim. I don't give a shit how fucking stupid it is. I'm in a position where I can. So fuck it. When I die, none of that's coming with me. I'll be left with the kids, but it ain't coming with me. And whatever junk you guys got in your garage or in storage or around the house, declutter. Don't leave that shit for your kids to have to clean up after you're not here no more. It's not fair, man. They didn't ask for that shit. It's not fair. That's why I've done so much here. I'm like, nope, I'm not leaving this for Nick. I've labeled certain things. I even label a box with a note in it for my son, so that when I'm no longer here and he's going through shit, he's going to find that box. And in that box, there's a letter telling him the books in here and why I read them as they help me go through life. And all I can do is hope and pray that he reads them. And if he doesn't read them, the title of each book would just give him a little peek of what my frame of mind, that's why. So this is how my dad was thinking. So this is why my dad was into the universe and the energy and grounding yourself. And this is why my dad was talking about always eating good in moderation. This is why my dad was reading books on diabetes. I get it. The gallery, like pictures, these messages, it's for him to go back on. I have a YouTube page I post stuff on so that he can go to it, so that my girls can go to it. I send my messages to my parents. My dad never responds to a fucking thing I send, but that's just him. And then mom is just being mom, saying, oh, I love your messages, I love your food, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And again, just like the room with my two, I only need one. So my mom is my one. So that makes me feel like, okay, good. She noticed it. She likes my cooking. She likes this. She likes, okay, but let me send it again. But does it mean that I stop sending those messages to my dad? No, because that's what the fucking devil wants. He wants to keep that wedge there between us. But I understand it, because my dad was raised from a father that didn't show too much emotion, so he doesn't know how to show emotion. But again, I took the effort to understand why people react the way they do. I research fucking everything. Why is this person such an asshole? Or whatever. There's got to be something back in their life that's happened before that's made them the person they are today. And I'm just on the receiving end of yesterday's sorrows. Now, how can I help them Control, Alt, delete that and refresh them? And then that's when I turn to the sun, the clouds, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Hey, can you help me help this person? Can you open their hearts to not crucify every other person out there, to not crucify the experience of love? Because when you're in love, it's a freaking awesome feeling, right? It's fun, man. It's a high you never want to come off of. The butterflies, the touch, when that person first touched you, like, will give you chills, right? It's like, oh my God, this is freaking awesome. Or how she smelled, or how he smelled. And now it's all crumbling down because it's no longer there. Holy smokes. What do we do to find purpose again, to wanting to keep on living? That's hard. That's why having family is awesome, but family could be full of shit. But that's why friends, you gotta have two sources. Those are the physical sources. The spiritual source is always God, right? Spirit. And that's even if you believe in something. So if you don't have the top one and the other two are screwed up, holy smokes, what do you do? Right? It's a Hail Mary pass. A Hail Mary pass. Meaning, when you walk into Barnes and Nobles innocently, a book sticks out that's calling you. And you read that book and it changes your life. Holy smokes. That's God working there. That's the angels working for you. Or that's your past loved one. Grandma, grandpa, aunt, dad, mom, whoever's passed in your life, saying, I have to protect my daughter, my son, my nephew, my cousin, my aunt, whatever. You can't miss the signs, folks. I'm telling you, the signs are sequences. The sequences are the angels trying to communicate to you. The feathers that you randomly see, it's the same thing. Take it from a guy who's crossed and come back. And I've seen this time and time again. Like, I'm telling you, this is like Spirit for Dummies, like book for dummies, like I'm telling you, like, don't wait till you're like 70 or 80 to be like, oh snap, I see what Jose's talking about. Because this 49-year-old who's going to be 50 in, like, I don't know, September 15th, because my body beating me up so much, it slowed me down so much that I kind of lived like a life that's like a 70 or 80-year-old. So it's made me do a lot of self-reflecting. And that's how I know all this stuff. Because all I do is fucking read. Because I'm like, there's got to be... I know I'm not unique. Someone's gone through this. I know there's got to be a book out there on this. How do I get through it? So that's why the Book of Life by Charlene, I can't remember her name, it's a lady, was an eye-opener. I'm like, holy smokes, what you say can curse you. You can curse yourself by what you say. Holy smokes, are you serious? I remember, I started thinking back. Did I curse myself with saying by getting a stroke? And I'm like, holy smokes, my life was crazy during that time. And I remember I kept saying, oh my God, you're going to give me a stroke one of these days. Oh my God, you're going to give me a heart attack one of these days. Oh my God, boom. Your wish is my command. You're welcome. Now, people medically might say, nah, that's bullshit, dude. You've suffered from high blood pressure for the past 5-6 years, and that's why you... Yeah, I get all that bullshit. I get it. But listen, if something in me tells me, holy smokes, and then I read a book like that, that means that person has insight. They have an experience that I haven't experienced, and they're sharing it. So guess what? I'm holding that nugget. I'm not dismissing it. Like, really. Wow. And guess what? The generations before us could have cursed us. Right? So if you had a grandmother or a mom or dad, whoever, fucking with voodoo or some spells and shit to do harm to someone else, guess what? That yolk, once the egg is cracked and that yolk is spilled down onto generations. And then that poor innocent person is like, why am I going through this? Like, well, what is all this? That's happened here because I've researched my own family and found out that my grandmother back in the day was into that stuff. So I'm like, oh, so this is why my aunt is just the way she is. And for my aunt and my cousins were acting like my aunt with the whole mental stuff and whatever, I'm like, I get it. It's a ripple effect. That was the curse. It kept spilling over because it doesn't stop unless you have an experience or meet someone like myself or read a book that has all the right details in it to help you snap out of it and break from it. But if you don't know, you just keep going. Like, why does this keep happening to me? Maybe it's really not your fault. Maybe somebody was messing around with stuff before you even got here. And I believe it's in the Bible too. Like, again, that's the main book I should read, but somehow I just only read little pieces here and there. And I believe there's something in here about a yoke being broken and how it spills over to generations. Seriously? And then it gives me the aha moment of, oh, so this is in the Bible? I'm reading all these books when I only need to read one. But till this day, I can honestly say I still haven't read it. Just pieces. Just what's relevant to me. Why? Because that devil still somewhat has a hold on me. In high school, my yearbook, it says prediction for the future. And it had me, Jose, the preacher, because I've always been this guy. Always been this guy. But I've always been the guy that I've always felt something always chasing me, like Bruce Lee. So when I saw the Bruce Lee movie and him having that feeling of something always being chasing him, which is death, and then he gets caught with death. And when I saw Bruce Lee, I'm like, holy shit. That's kind of how, like, I've lived my life, always feeling like, what the hell is chasing me? Is that from the sexual abuse from my uncle? Like, because it keeps popping up? What is that? I ignored the voices for so many years. I call them angels. So many years until I started watching paranormal stuff and I started watching Zach on Ghost Hunters and this and that. And then I started watching some psychic shows and I was like, wait a minute. Is this all trying to tell me something? Maybe I should start paying attention. So then I started paying attention, started listening, and I started saying to people, random people, I'm feeling this, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I just want to make sure this thing that's happening to me is accurate, or at least close to it. So by the way, this is the message I have for you. Boom. Then they turn around. Holy smokes. How do you know that? Again, I am not Teresa. Okay, I'm not going to be like, yeah, and your grandmother holds a charm with a butterfly on it, with a ruby. Like, if it comes through, it comes through. But most of it is, your grandmother wants me to tell you that. It's how I hear it. It'll say, it'll feel elderly to me, and then it'll tell me or show me that this person's standing next to you. And then boom, I drop it. Just like with Kim, I felt Joey, and I was feeling the energy of Joey, and I'm like, holy smokes, what the hell's going on? And he's like, just shut up and just tell her. And I started dropping the bombs on her, and she's the only one that can confirm. And Michelle, that was there, I think too, it was like, oh snap. It happens to me all the time. And I'm glad that my daughter gave me the name Robin Hood. I fucking love that name. And people always say, oh, so do you really rob from the rich and give to, yeah. Yeah, I rob from the rich. Literally. And they're like, what do you mean? Do you scope out neighborhoods and break in at the certain time? I do scope out neighborhoods. But for houses they want to buy. It's called real estate. And then they start laughing. Oh, yeah. And I get a 3 to 6% commission on it. So if they buy a $300,000 house, I could potentially make $18,000 on it. And if I did that twice that week, which I have, you think I'm stressing about spending $500 a week on fucking TikTok? If I know it's going to make that person feel good that they got a fucking rose or whatever I feel like gifting them. Sometimes they have to be careful what they say, because if they need something, I've done it. I've literally bought and mailed that shit to them. So sometimes they have to be careful, because I don't give a shit. My son and kids are secure. I ain't worrying about it. I put the right things in place where I can fucking play, right? And not worry about, shit, do I got enough for bread, milk? I'm fucking lucky. Oh, guess what? I got reinforcements. What do you mean? Well, fuck, my parents are like well off. So my kids are double secure. So money to me, because I've been blessed with it, I appreciate it. It does provide comfort. And don't get me wrong, I've lived with my fucking lights being shut off. I've lived with, damn. So how many packs of ramen noodles we buying today? But you gotta taste the nasty before you could taste the rich. Because if you're just handed that shit, you can't appreciate it. So I get it. So if I see someone struggling and I'm able to do something, I know what it is. I hated property management because I hate evicting people. But it was my job. And guess what? I left a $60,000 salary because of it. I'm like, nope. Not doing this. I was good at my shit. Nope. I said, you know what? I'm doing strictly sales. And that's it. That's it. I help tons of renters too. Trying to help them get their credit fixed. I used to be a bankruptcy counselor, so I was certified as a bankruptcy counselor as well as a credit counselor. I was also certified in the home modification program through the Obama program that was out. I'm like, no, I got to keep educating myself and putting more tools in my box so that I can help somebody else. Because I'm not the guy you want to come over to build something. Because I suck. I can do it if it comes with instructions. But if you want to ask me creatively, listen, this is a guy who goes shopping only if there's fucking mannequins. I hate clothes shopping with a passion. I hate it. The color coordinate, hate it. If there's no mannequins, I am lost. I would literally go to the salesperson. I'm like, look, can you help me out and like pick some colors for me? What are you feeling? Then I'll wear it and I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling this. And I'm like, sometimes if I want to feel courageous, give me some wild fucking colors. I'm tired of this black and white shit. I love my body, so fuck it. Let them see all the imperfections. But there was one time this motherfucking body was perfect. Like, I was always in the gym. I'm a big ass Tom Cruise fan. I think I have a picture of myself with shades in a oh yeah, I was hot. Yeah, I couldn't keep the girls off of me. I'm gonna be straight up. Yeah, my head's getting big a little bit, but now it's coming back to reality. But those were the fun times. But I could still get back there, right? So don't ever look at the past as being just that, especially if it was good. My feet are healed now. So that pool I've turned into my gym, right? And there's certain, my shoulders, my triceps, but they're getting sore. Yeah, because I haven't used them in so long. Because doctors were like, fucking stay still. You can't do nothing. Stay still. You can't do nothing. Stay still. I'm like, wait a minute. But if you stay still, you die faster. You die faster because your body's not moving. And then you die even faster than that because your brain is thinking about nothing but self-fucking pity. Poor me, poor me, poor me, poor me. I'm like, no. So with my feet with holes in them and me not being able to work, sometimes they will get worse because I will force myself. And I'm like, okay, Jose, you're going to end up like a cousin. My poor cousin died in her early 30s, lost both her legs, left behind 2 beautiful kids because of diabetes. I'm like, no. I promised her that I would listen to myself. I can't do it. I gotta listen. I can't do this and I can't do that. So, but it's temporary. So that word can't turns into I can. After listening to your body, and it's like, okay, I could do this now. Let's just do a little bit. So that's why I only do it 20 minutes, maybe a week on the pool. But my brain sees a finishing line. And like I said, I've already put the date out, November 10th. And that was from a follower. She's not in here today. I may not ever see her again, but God put her in here that one day. Just so I can get that message, and I put it out there, and guess what? I got people saying, okay, we'll be there. And then I'm like, shit, I only got like 3 shovels. So now I have to say, if you have shovels, bring your shovels. And I know we're not going to empty the pool that day they come, but it'll help me make a bigger dent that's in there, and I get to see more progress. And like I said, when it gets to a certain point, then I might go and say, you know what? All right, excavator, do the remaining half. Do the last, like, I don't know, let's say I get to where it's like 4 feet, where it's too hard to bring up the dirt, right? Then now I'm like, okay, go ahead. Maybe that brings the price down a little bit because they want $3,000. But I needed to do this to prove to myself that I can still do something. I needed to do that so that my son can see, because I'm using a pool as a symbol of hard work, and that once he sees water in the pool, he'll see the rewards from the hard work. My son cries because we're out there shoveling. I only make him do 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Right? Obviously not when the sun is out and crazy. The sun's always out here, but it's at night when it's cooler, but it's only 5 minutes. And those 5 minutes for a 9-year-old is a lot. Okay? And then once he's done, I tell him to let it go. Just like I've told you guys that followed me, when I will dump the dirt over to let go, whatever it is you're holding on to. And he will just say, let it go. And then he'll say, Dad, I let it go. I'm like, cool. Now guess what's the reward? And he's like, what? You get to go play with your VR headset. And then he's like, you're the best dad. And he's like, boom, like, gone. Like, what, Nick? What? Because he knows, just like I showed him and I taught him the word addiction. I said, you're hooked on the damn VR headset. And now he brings it upon himself to tell me that I waited an extra hour for it to charge because I know I'm addicted to it and I wanted to play, but I told myself don't play because you said that don't allow the VR headset to be in control of me, that I'm in control of it. And I said, you did that? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, come here. And I talk to my son like this. And I'm like, get the fuck over here and give me a motherfucking high five. And my son gets all bashful and starts laughing because my son don't curse. And gives me a high five and he just starts laughing. And it's because it's what I'm using, but I'm so excited. And what that does to him, he starts to cry. And I'm like, why are you crying? He goes, because I'm so excited. And he says, you're the best dad. I'm like, I don't know if I'm the best one, but I'm your best one. And that's all that matters. I tell him, you only need one. Just like I have my mom to respond to my texts and videos. And my dad doesn't. One is all I need. And I apologize for that background noise if you're hearing that. I have an insulin pump that I wear. And it's saying, hey, you need to sync your... Let me see if I can fix this right now real quick. And that's another thing. Like, that's why I'm trying so hard to get off diabetes, right? I'm 1 point away. 1 point to it type 2 be gone, right? That I'll be pre-diabetic, and then from pre-diabetic, boom. Who wants to live their lives attached to fucking equipment? Like, I'm attached to it like a little pump because I can't remember when to give myself the insulin, or I'll give myself too much insulin and then I will have the lows and then I feel like passing out. Nah, can't do it. And I told the doctor, I give up. I need something to help me do this automatically. And that was the pump. And the pump knows when your sugars are low or if you got too much carbs in you, it pumps the insulin in and you come down and you stabilize. And it's through Medtronic. That's the name of the company. And like, hey, there is nothing wrong by using things that are out there that's going to make your life easier. God bless that person who invented that. So reap the rewards from it. Okay? Being prideful is a sin. Ask for fucking help, man. And I tell people too, like, hey, if I can't help you, I'm going to try to find somebody or something out there that can maybe help. Because that can't always solve everything, but I can try to help, or I can lead you to a resource. Right? That's all we can do as individuals is try. Holding a door as you're walking into Walmart, wherever the hell I was going to say Kmart. I'm like, what's that store? But anyway, it doesn't matter. And I teach my son this shit. I say, you never go in that door first. I told him, I said, if you're walking and someone's behind you, you hold that door and you go in last. Especially if it's a woman or an elderly person. He knows. I better not catch him because he'll hear it from me. I'm like, dude, what's going on? We being selfish now? Like, seriously? And he'll be like, well, what happened? I'm like, you didn't hold the door for that lady, man. I'm like, just because she doesn't look like mom doesn't mean you don't freaking know, dog. You hold the door, man. And then if they're elderly and he does that, he's going to get it. I'm like, guess what? It doesn't look like you're playing VR today. Because then I used the word extremely. I said, that's an old man. That could be dad. Wouldn't you want somebody to hold the door for dad if I'm really old and I can barely walk or see? And he'll apologize. We hold the door. Same thing going in the car. I tell him, yo, you let the woman in the car first, dog. Don't do that shit. You let the woman in first. And never get used to, because this happens in relationships, why does that chivalry shit stop the moment we got them in our hands and say, I don't need to impress her no more. She can get her own damn door. So then that means this shit was just a game. So I scammed you into some shit. I scammed you to believe that I'm this chivalry guy You fell for it. I got you emotionally involved now. And guess what? Now I have to hold your fucking door. It's such bullshit. I tell my friends and girlfriends, like, yo, these are the layers of bullshit. If you want to know from a player, and if I probably could write a book on it, this is how you can reveal if the guy's a fucking player. And I check him out. Boom, 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 boom. 9 out of 10 times he hit me back. Damn, Jose, he did the same. Yeah, because we're not really unique. We all do the same shit. The ones that are raised broken because something broke them do the same broken mistakes and make the innocent suffer from their brokenness. It's not going to change. Now, there's some that are extreme, and those are the ones you see on TV because they killed somebody, blah, 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 blah. And even when I watch those shows, I know when the guy snapped and killed his wife or killed this person, I'm like, fuck, I know what ran through his mind. He lost it. Like, I know. Why? I've been there. Except that I have stronger self-control. But I know what that person, I'm like, oh yeah, he was dealing with a lot of boom, probably holding so much crap that he just snapped and didn't have anyone to vent it to. And she said the wrong thing and he snapped, and that devil had him in the bowl and he was like, yeah, we're almost there. We almost got you. I just need her to make one more mistake and that'll be the end of her or him, because there are women that take out the guy too. But I've been there. Live will end in 5 minutes. We have detected inactivity. What? How can there be inactivity if I'm literally talking? Verify to continue. Like, I'm literally on here. I had to put a puzzle piece together. Hold on. That is weird. It said it's going to shut my live in like 5 minutes due to inactivity. Like, do I need to move like this or something? Do I need to do the lander look? Is that how Kim does it? And again, Kim's not in here. She's probably talking to her brother on the phone. That was what she told me last time. I don't know. Is it like this? Hey, how you doing? I fucking love her voice. And that fucking laugh of hers is priceless. Hey. Like, Kim should be like a chef. Wouldn't she be a funny fucking chef? And she's like abusing the food and she's throwing the fucking chicken and then she's throwing the flour, or she's making the fucking pasta. Like, her and Michelle will make like the best lives because of their attitudes. And Michelle, I know, doesn't care for doing lives, but I just feel it would be entertaining. Yeah, with Chef Ramsay. Exactly, April. Like, boom, like, it's like that. But with Kim, like, her problem is that she doesn't have a niche, right? So it's like not attracting anything. And I'm no different. I only got 2 people in here. But again, I'm not doing it for ranks and I'm not doing it for gifts. So I don't care. I'm just doing it for the people that find me worth listening to. And if they have the time in their schedule and I came on at the right time for them, like for you, April, then you're here. What did I say? Just need one. So if it's one that I got, then it's one that I use and it's one that I deliver to. And guess what? You can be selfish as fuck, because this is all for you. All yours. And you can take your pick out of everything that I said. Which one am I going to use? I'm not too sure about letting my kids eat the sand thing, but I might do this one. Oh, well, you know what? I'm not sure either about the drinking thing. Damn, I'm not even sure if I want to let him roll up a blunt. But I like this other thing that Jose was saying. Oops. Robin Hood. So I'm going to wrap up. And I want to thank April for being in here. And hopefully there was some value in what I had to say today. Thank you for being my one listener here. And for the likes and the hearts, because like I said, when I see and Liz, thank you. I just saw you there. And Liz, I just want to give Liz a shout out because I don't know her. All I know is that she fucking works hard for her family, and it's admirable. Admirable. Like, if I was near you, like, I would have my kids be like, look, this is who you follow. You see what she's doing? It's hard, man. To be a fucking mom and then work 2 jobs, or like, fuck. Don't know how you do it. But you get my shout out. You get my shout out. I'm off today, so I'm resting. And you're resting listening to me. So is that really resting? Don't know. I have to watch what I say when Liz is here because I don't want to freak her out. It's like, wait a minute. So you're telling me that somebody before me and my family might have done something and that's why it's going... So I need to buy what crystal, what stone to help protect me from... So quartz, rose quartz, tiger eye, which one was it again? Liz, you good. Just take your mind out of the way and you're all right. I know a lot of people like that. They freak the fuck out. My son loves stones and rocks. Yeah. When I go out, sometimes I carry stones with me so that if I meet someone that needs to hear the messages or I have a message to deliver, I give them a stone, and I call that stone a worry stone. And I tell them to always carry with them in their purse or in their pocket so that whenever they're stressing, they can rub their pants or put their hands in their pocket and rub that stone and transfer that worry onto that stone so they can let it go. He sells them at school. There's the angels again. Why did I bring it up? It happens every single time. Boom. April, like, wait a minute. There's another connection. I know, crazy, right? Okay, so I feel better that I did this because when I woke up, I didn't want to do shit. I'm being straight up. Like, I had to push through breakfast, and that's why I admire moms and women just in general, because like, fuck, man, every day you gotta wake up and fucking make your kids this. And I used to be the typical Puerto Rican that let's lay back, and because we're raised as a woman does everything. Like, you don't even help her fucking wash the dishes because it's what we were accustomed, it's what I was accustomed to. Until I'm like, wait a minute. Then I saw my ex with her husband, and then he's with an apron and he's always cooking and helping out. I was like, what's wrong with him? Like, I was like to myself, what's wrong with him? I'm like, you know what? And then I'm doing it now, and I'm like, wait a minute, there is nothing wrong with him. What's wrong with me? How dare me just fucking sit back and let this beautiful person that trusts in me and who's holding me with value and cooking and delivering every motherfucking day, just sit back and watch fucking TV after work. Bullshit. Move over. I'm fucking washing the dishes with you. Oh, in fact, you sit your ass down. I have this thing called dishwasher. Maybe it can help both of us. Yeah, what you think? I'll get the popcorn ready so we can watch whatever it is you want to watch. Not me, you. Because my day is football day. So I just want one day. But you can have all the other days. Yeah. But I saw my dad never helping my mom. So I'm like, this is probably how it is. I'm like, how fucked up is that? Like, wait a minute, we were married. We said I do. But you're doing everything, and just because I'm bringing home the bacon, and nowadays women are bringing more home the bacon than the guy is. The guy's bringing just the sausages. Mom is bringing the bacon, the ham, the cold cuts, the juice. Oh, by the way, mom's taking the kids to this. And all I'm doing is working 40 hours a week and bringing home a paycheck. But she has to run the kids and do. Get the fuck out of here, man. Motherfucker, after you're done working, you fucking go take your kids where the fuck you gotta do. Okay, you help your fucking woman out. Like, come on, man. That's bullshit. That's what I said to myself. Jose, you're full of shit. I said, Jose, you're full of shit. You have a, like, how can I be so fucking naive? Like, wait a minute, I'm working 40 hours a week. I'm bringing home a paycheck. But I'm sitting back watching her cook, wash the dishes, clean the house, take the kids to this, because this is what I'm thinking is right, because I saw my father doing it. And now the roles are reversed because I'm doing it. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? No. I help. I do. Like, no, guess what? I'm done work. Hey, I'm taking the kids over here. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. There's no scam. There's no con here. Can't stand that shit that guys do. Hold the door for you for the first couple of months and you find a chivalry, and then after that shit, they don't hold the fucking door for you no more. That's bullshit, man. That's a scam. They sold you on some bullshit. And then because you're emotionally involved and you want to get out, but you can't because he got you loving him so fucking much, it's all bullshit. Like, nah. That's why I tell my girls, like my friends, I'm like, yo, watch this. Every guy can hold on for only 3 fucking months. After the 3rd fucking month, they start to show their true fucking colors. So hold out, meaning hold out. Like, no booty, no nothing. Like, the kissing and whatever the hell you want. Yeah, okay, you know what I'm saying? The false advertisements of, the ticklies or what. Yeah, hold the booty out for 3 months. You'll see the motherfucker bend, and guess what? True colors, boom. You'll thank me later, because you'll be like, holy smokes, I was about to trust this guy. You got the player master right here. Like, I've done every book in it. Not proud of it at all. At all. I call myself on my own shit. I confess my sins to whoever's in front of me that needs to hear it. I don't paint myself for not 1 second as this freaking awesome guy. Because we're all flawed. We could be awesome human beings with helping and that stuff. You know, but what counts is when no one's watching you. That's when it counts. And I always make sure, like, is this the right thing to do? Even though nobody's watching me. The camera's not on me. But is this the right thing to do? Would I be embarrassed if a camera was on me right now, watching me somewhere? I ask myself that every time. Like, oh, if there was a camera right now, like that show. I forgot the name of the show. Right? Would I be embarrassed about it if it popped up? I asked myself that. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. I'm not doing nothing that anyone could criticize me, even though we're going to have criticizers all the time. Because their life is not where it needs to be, so their job is to try to knock you down, right? We need them. So we thank them from being there. Hey, thank you, hater. Thank you for supposedly calling me on my shit. Only your followers are going to know who you are truly. Even if it's just 2 people in here. I don't care. Because guess what? April and I think Liz in here. Maybe you might share this shit out and be like, hey, you know what? Check out this Robin Hood dude. He's kind of wacky, but he got some true shit. And that's it. That's just... Listen, right now, you guys are just my seeds, right? When you plant a freaking seed, the flower doesn't grow in a fucking day. It takes time for it to grow. And time is all we all have. That's all we have. We all have this time. What counts is what you do with that time. Are you going to fucking boo-hoo and self-pity yourself that whole time and fucking steal away what us as friends steal from us? We need you. We need you, April. We need you, Liz. We need you, Michelle, Becca, Margie, the one that gave me the idea for the dick party. Like, they don't need to be in here for me to give them a shout. I'm going to give them a shout out because it is the right thing to do. Because they've made an impact No matter how big or small. I may not ever see Margie ever again in my room. But because she mentioned that one little idea about a dick party, it looks like it might take off. And because of her, I might get that pool emptied with help. And me personally, April, I love small rooms because there's more like intimacy there. When the rooms are too big, it's like everybody gets lost and everybody wants to be heard. Right? I can't stand when I comment, and because there's so many people, the comments go too fast and that liver can't see it. And then you repeat it one more time and they don't see it. And then you feel like you've always felt alone and unheard. And then TikTok just confirmed it because that liver missed you. It didn't see what you said. So I'm okay with small rooms. Again, the end game for me is in gifts and ratings. Because if I connect it to that, then guess what? I'm hooked and I'm doing it for only me. I'm not doing it for you. If all I'm worried about is fucking rankings and for those that are on top of their game and they're at the A level, hey man, more power to you. You're gifted with it. You got it. You got the right niche. The people are connecting to you. Hey man, I am not mad at you. More power to you, man. For me, it's entertainment because when I pop in those lives and I see them getting 10, 20,000 damn coins and they're both it's almost as equal, I'm like, holy smokes, you are lagging. Yeah, I think it's probably time. The lag is a way of saying, okay, shut it down. Oh, okay, that's better. I think the lag is a symbol or a sign of, okay, that's enough. So that's where we're ended at. Remember to love yourself. When you look at yourself in the mirror and just say, April, I love you. Liz, I love you. Because you're worth it. And I always end with, if you're lost, ask your heart for directions. Thank you for today. Thank you, April. Thank you, Liz, for being here with me today. You guys have a great one. Take care.